sitting on one side, and you're the guy still hasn't paid rent yet.
Yeah. Wow.
Woo!
You're really going to out a man like that.
It's okay, neither did AJ. Yeah. He's running the tournament, running the bracket, and paying rent at the same time.
Yo.
My goat.
Why'd you have to do him like that?
Because it's funny.
Oh.
All right, it's WebbJP. It's our hungry.
Well,
And, here we go.
Absolutely no slouches. WebbJP coming off a recent top 8, I believe, at, what was it, MomoCon? He was at?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, he's cracked.
Yeah.
He's real good, man.
Cracked out of his mind. He's got one of the nations and one of the pretty much the world scene of Smash Bros. Ultimate's like biggest up-and-coming players and just up-and-coming Sheiks for sure. A lot of big names know who he is at this point, and rightfully so. He's been bodying people since he played Lucas, which I'm sure a lot of you people don't even remember watching this. But yeah, if you think of Sheik, think he was cracked with Lucas. Now he's got a broken character out here in Sheik to be able to do it as well. Going up against one of Tri-State's more consistent players as well. Our Hungry plays a numerous amount of characters. Will just adapt with the counter pick no matter what matchup it happens to be. This time around, it's Cloud, what character he's been playing in this game for quite some time at this point. And compared to some of his other characters, I mean, what do you feel about this pick, Koopa?
I definitely think it's probably the better one to go into the matchup with. Obviously, like, off stage leaves a lot to be desired, especially in a scenario like this where you're basically just, a esports creep without the battle.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Sheik doesn't leave a lot to be desired durability-wise. Having those large explosive outbursts, like, with both limit and non-limit moves. Obviously, the Cloud Smash attacks are really good too, especially with the amount of jumping in that Sheik's going to do. So, it's definitely probably the better of his options here. And granted, I don't know who else Hungry's really been playing as of recently, but it's definitely a hot pick. Right now, WebbJP showing how, why he's so good with this character, man. Sheik is just so good at sucking the life out of your offensive plans. Sucking the air out of the room, leaving you no room to breathe, and just like that, our Hungry getting on the board here, but sitting around 100%. That's kind of your character with a bad recovery against Sheik. That could be enough, but we'll see what happens here.
It's such a toss-up matchup that we've seen at the highest level multiple times. When I see this matchup, I think of Spargo and Void said back at Smash Summit.
Yeah.
I remember that when Void was able to make that crazy upset on top of that. But he definitely did not make it look easy. I mean, I have heard a Sheik player numerous times complain about Cloud, which I certainly understand. But once you're off the level, like you mentioned, it can be really rough. The drag down up airs, WebbJP, second to none. It's not even like an oddity anymore like it was back in 2019 or 2020, 2021, whatever. Before Sheik started normally doing those drag down up airs. Now it's weird if we see a set where we don't see kill confirms. WebbJP land those kill confirms consistently on top of that. But fortunately for Hungry, this is also a matchup that he is pretty familiar with and playing unknown many times in his life. But WebbJP is an entirely different beast.
Yeah, it's tough stuff, man. Again, you just see how suffocating Webb is with his offense. Every little option looks like it's covered, whether it's by needles, just by a quick aerial in forward air or back air. Just like that, he's almost completely lapped him and missing the limit there. Huge. That back air is going to put him in no man's land. Forced to use the jump and recover from a distance, but able to get back. Wow. That was a really good recovery from Hungry.
Mm-hmm. And a really good awareness on WebbJP to know exactly what Hungry were on right there. A safe back air and doing the one option and ledge drop, drift in, nair dodge to be able to get through the back air attempt this time around. Finally losing the stock, though, is WebbJP, but not without 136% tacked on our Hungry. We've seen bigger comebacks come out before, but a rough one against a character like Sheik with a small hurt box and one who just keeps the oppression session going. Speaking of oppression session, looking like it's not over for Hungry. Immaculate DI and limit on deck this time around. Max Rage limit, just one or two more hits could spell something pretty Smash 4-y if I've ever seen it before.
Yeah, he's going to have to go for a home run hit here, but not in the cards just yet, and limit going to go away there, so if our Hungry's going to have to do this, he's going to most likely have to do it without seeing limit the rest of the game. He's getting near the second century mark here. This is where Sheik's issue can kind of tend to rear their ugly head again. Nearing 200% and unable to get the KO. Ooh.
That blade beam that blade beam to stall above the needles was so smart. He lost the game because he doesn't pay his rent, but the fact that blade beam was able to stall above the needles.
It's just saying AJ paid rent, so 2/3 of the rent has been paid.
Out of disadvantage right there on that last stock. Hungry may have lost that game, but he did not go down without a fight. Like that, he was pulling out some crazy resource management at the end right there. I have never seen a Cloud utilize the the aerial stall in Blade Beam to not get kill confirmed out of Sheik's needles like that. That was so damn smart.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an underrated strategy for sure. Like, and again, considering Hungry has a lot of experience in this matchup, and also I know he played Sheik a little bit for himself too. So, you know, while the muscle memory isn't necessarily like always the same, it's definitely like, okay, like I kind of understand what this character might want to look for in a certain scenario. So how can I utilize my own kit to play around that? So using those few tools you have to stall yourself in the air, definitely very beneficial here. But gets the jab block and the F smash for big damage.
Really good stall on the part of Hungry to get above the grenade right there, as well as forcibly having to use the limit to make it back down there, and down below the deaths as we get a pop off in the back from some boys right there. Forgive me, that distracted me. Hungry down one stock at this point, only about 80% tacked onto WebbJP. Definitely not too far beyond to be able to take the stock, but it might be unless WebbJP drops the combo, which he does, but not unless a good parry has anything else to do about it. You're going to be playing a character with a who's not even necessarily like a true brawler type like Sheik is, but one with crazy frame data up close, crazy confirms, crazy combos. If you're not parrying in 2023, baby, what is you doing?
Your best. But speaking of the best right there, that down air definitely feels like one of the best in the game sometimes. Gets the spike, gets Hungry on the board here, but again, so much percentage on deck, forced to burn that jump early. Yeah, that might be curtains. Forced to air dodge back towards the stage, leaving him the perfect target for a bouncing fish. WebbJP wasting no time taking that stock and putting himself up big here in game 2.
Once the jump is eaten, I mean, what is Cloud supposed to do there?
Yeah, it's tough. Like, your options are incredibly limited, and you're playing against the character with one of the best offstage presences in the game. So.
Yeah. Truthfully, I've seen both sides of this, both player bases of this matchup complain about this matchup in, like, just multiple other ways. Like, she can just annihilate Cloud off the level, but if Cloud just gets the oppression session on point, is able to hold down his neutral and just maintain his perfect spacing throughout the game, that can make neutral actually relatively hard for Sheik. But it's one of those things where, like, unless you're playing at the tippy-top level, it's just very, very hard to exploit one way or the other. But as I say that, these guys are going relatively even so far as Hungry is fighting his way back from behind. If that was a forward air right there, that could have been a nasty confirm as you see him trying to fight back from the depths of hell. Going for a Hail Mary forward air off stage because I need to take this stock now, and I need it now. But unfortunately, that wasn't in the heart of the cards. Not even Billy Mays could have guaranteed that forward air, Koopa.
No, not with, at least with that 3 easy payments or something. So, yeah, it's tough stuff, man. And also, rule of thumb is usually when both sides complain about the matchup that much, that means it's even. So
yeah.
At that point, I think we have enough information to go
in case y'all at home couldn't have put that together.
Yeah. Hey, but here we go. The Space Animal coming out here. It is going to be the other character that Hungry plays. At least he's been playing as of lately. AJ, you played him more than I have. Have you played a lot of Fox recently?
Right. Yeah.
Sheik sounds terrible right now.
Playing more of the bird character, right? Like. Yeah, well, it's time to back up the squadron anyway because the game already started. Second hit of up tilt actually stuffing out his ledge hang. He was only at 50%. He wasn't hanging on the ledge that long. That was WebbJP was he's either a god for knowing the exact timing of when his legend vulnerability when he was gone, or he was just mashing. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be both.
Could be a little bit of both. Oh, boy.
Hey.
Made me hungry.
Well, he's hungry, so.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry.
Ooh, really good stall right there with the trying to stuff out the Firefox.
Tackle catch right there. Both players nearing their respective kill percents. There we go. The back air on the catch and landing on the platform. I'll get the KO.
Gotta say, for playing one of the lightest characters in the game, Hungry is doing a wonderful job holding on to this stock right now. And just look where it got him, honestly. Like, he was able to take the first stock because of it at the end of the day here. Fox McCloud, definitely not one of the easier characters to play in the game either. I will forever remind people, forever and always, this character is lighter than Pikachu in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, still messes me off existentially, the fact that that's true. So Sheik neutral air will kill by the ledge for sure, regardless of how light he is. So dead even game between these two players right now. I always felt like Fox and Sheik, low-key, always wanted to do the same thing. They just do it in very different ways because Fox just hits harder.
Yes.
If that makes any sense, and Sheik just has to hit you more to get you to that same place.
Yeah, it's like what's that old adage? That's like the two trains leave the train station at different times. Like which one gets there first? Like who cares?
I'm not from New York. I don't know any. I don't know trains.
What's heavier? You know, a ton of feathers or a ton of bricks or something like.
Sure. That's more relatable to me. Thank you.
Still a ton of something. So. Nonetheless, here.
Ton of forwarders.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey yo.
Oh God.
What?
No, don't do that.
He was on like 60-something%.
That's not why I came here to talk on the mic.
It was crazy.
That was absolutely nuts. Diamond Cutter at damn near, like, he was 80% after the hit.
That was crazy.
I told you, lighter than Pikachu.
That's so sad.
They really think that Fox was just that oppressive? Sakurai, or like the intern, was just like not able to get around that? All right, regardless, that's too much of that. Either way, Fox very, very light. I said it a million times already. Diamond Cutter going to do it as the fast fall weight of him as well makes him easy combo food for Sheik. As a beautiful frame trap from R Hungry comes in with that chase in the up air into the back air, beautifully stuffing out the nair dodge of WebbJP. But he needs to take the stock now. Gets the weak hit, Koopa. He needs it. He needs it now.
Yeah, getting the weak hit definitely was like less than ideal there for Hungry. So, you know, this match could all but be over. But you know, if he gets one KO, you know, one more KO here at the corner, he's definitely doing the solid here. But you see that Sheik just having such a slender hurt box makes it really hard to hit. There we go. The explosion will KO off the top. Back-to-back 2 stocks from WebbJP as R will fall short and he's sent out to losers quarters.
And that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup, man. Like you said, you know, Webb's definitely riding a hot hand right now. You know, again, top 8 at one of the biggest tournaments of the year so far. So, you know, definitely is solidifying his slot as one of New Jersey's finest. Again, you know, sliding into that B tier of the PR. So, again, if he's...
I love saying that people are like a certain tier because it's so funny, man. Pharaoh, another New Jersey resident, placed 17th, I believe, at whatever the